Literally, the more that you give to men, the more that they think that you love them and the less that they will respect you.
Alright guys, you're looking at the thumbnail, you're looking at the title of the video, you already know what time it is. It is time to get active. Shout out to my Instagram at Mediocre tutorials and reviews. Shalom, but you know how to spell. If you don't, there's a link to it down in the description box down below. I'm calling it out because this content was sent to me via my IG. Go up there and follow your boy, all right? Title of today's video, say no to 50-50 relationships. I have not seen this video, so we're going to give it to you live and direct. Without further ado.
So the first thing that you want to have clear as a woman is that you want to be in a relationship where you benefit from. 50-50 relationships are where men, you know, they want you to pay half the money for whatever it is that you guys want to buy, or like for example dates. Let's say you guys go on a date and he's like, I paid last time, so it's your turn to pay. No honey, not today. So obviously you got to set the tone since the first date, and of course you do have to understand that men are not going to want to pay for you or for everything if you're not the type of woman that he's looking for, because what makes you think that he's going to want to spend money on you when you're just a basic girl that he can get anywhere? That is why you have to be different and show him that you deserve every single penny that he spends on you, okay? Like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, it's a man's nature to protect and provide for a woman. And I feel like if a man really loves you and he's really interested in you and he sees that you're really worth his time, money, and effort, it is not going to bother him if he has to spend money on you. If anything, it's just going to make him feel more manly, like he should feel. And he's going to feel like, oh my God, like I really can't provide for her. And you know, of course he's going to be happy when he sees that you're happy. So I feel like if you're in a relationship where your boyfriend has ever told you to pay, or you know it's your turn to pay, you never pay, whatever, bye, adios hasta la vista, porque we're not here for that, honey. I really wish that I could.
All right, let's take just a quick breather. So here's the thing. When we talk about this whole 50-50 topic, I think that when she started off the conversation, she said that women shouldn't be in relationships unless there's a benefit. I don't think anybody should be in a relationship unless there's a benefit. But then she starts talking about how women that deserve not 50-50 relationships from dudes are women that are unique or exceptional in nature. And I agree with that. I think like the equation between 50-50 to 100-0 is going to also be specific to how much money that man commands, right? Which is going to raise his sexual or dating marketplace value to that woman. And then his want to pay for things for said woman is going to depend upon her sexual marketplace value as well. So if you get two people that are like top 2%, both on a male and a female perspective, maybe you can get a mesh and a bond there. Now I would say within that, there's some women that have traditional thinking, you know, that are more with that 100-0 stuff. And then you got some women that, you know, are strong and independent, want 50-50. But at the same time, where life is today, the majority of human beings cannot simply do 100-0 with a child, right? With children. So I think that's where a lot of women get very delusional at, is that when they think that they're the top 2%, where a top 2% guy or even like a top like 8% guy can afford these types of lifestyles. But the majority of women are not top 8% women. They're not top 2% women. They're just not. They're more average often than not, right? So like when I see content like this, right, like, and I'm more, as I've gotten older throughout my, you know, I've been more of a 50-50 type too, but that's been because of how much money that I made and doing median salary, and then, you know, getting into the six figures. It started to, my mindset started to change because, you know, I can contribute more as my masculinity has improved, my understanding of the world has improved, and so forth and so on. But the majority of dudes in America are not making top 10% money, right? And the majority of women in society are not top 10% women. But see, when I talk about this, it comes from a logic perspective. It's not talking to women or creating a YouTube channel that creates this level of delusion of what women should expect, irrespective of where they are actually placed. because it just continues to pander and create delusion. But let's keep going, correct? Because I'm totally not in disagreement with her, but let's see how the logic holds up.
I can understand how really men brains work, because I sometimes, like, it just does never make sense, and I really try to understand, pero de verdad que no, todavía no entendido. So if he's getting
English, please,
being annoyed about, you know, the fact that he has to pay every single time, let him go. He's not the one for you, okay? 50-50 relationships only benefit men and men only. What do we get from 50 relationships?
What?
From 50-50 relationships? And nothing. Actually, we do get a couple of things. Let me tell you what. We get tired, we get stress, we get tears, we get pain, we get headaches, kids, we get heartbroken, and then we get divorced. I'm obviously only 20 and I'm not married, but this is the type of relationship that I want for myself, because I only love myself and I wouldn't want anything other than good for me. And
yeah, okay, I no longer am a fan of hers. Like, we're not on the same page at all. All of the things that she just named, all of those things can go in 100 zero relationships as well. All of those things can go in as well. Literally all of those things. You could get divorced. And in fact, when you talk about benefit, dudes who are in 100 zero type relationships where the woman is a stay-at-home, those are the dudes that'll get the most graped if a divorce was to happen. The most, right? Because she had not worked for a period of time. So guess who's going to have to substantiate life for her after the split? So I know that she's talking about benefits for a woman, but I'm talking about for benefits from a dude perspective. Do understand, if you live that 100-0 lifestyle and you decide to get married without a prenup, what can goddamn happen? I also disagree with that if he doesn't pay for anything, then just to let him go. Again, you have to give context to the conversation. You look super young. Are you dating young guys and they're paying for absolutely everything, and these guys are making median salary? Right? Like, put a little bit of mathematics into this as well. Just don't come up with an overarching statement of, if he doesn't pay for anything, then that means that he ain't worth shit. Bye-bye. Right? Like, it just continues to create the delusion. It just continues. Let's keep going.
And I expect every woman out there to want the same for themselves. Let me tell you something. If you loved yourself, you would not last 1 second in a relationship where a man treats you however he wants. And that is what a 50-50 relationship is.
What?
He wants sex. He wants kids. He wants time. He wants, money.
You want the same thing.
What else do you want? What else? What else can I offer you?
I'm so confused. So what is the things you want to say? You want sex, you want time, you want money, you want, right? Women want the same goddamn shit. Yeah, what are you saying, young lady?
Literally, I do not understand men. They want everything, and they're the only ones benefiting from that.
Oh, she's
what
terrible.
Else do you expect for me to give you if I already gave you sex, if I already gave you kids? As women, we really do not care about sex. We really do not care about anything sexual intercourse, whatever. We really don't. Obviously, we're all sexual. But at the end of the day, if you're not making me happy, respecting me, y dándome mi lugar, I don't care about the sex. Like, seriously, men expect to get sex after stressing you out all day, after beating you up. There's men that hate women, expect them to work, expect them to give them kids, sex, and money and everything. And I seriously do feel bad for women who believe that it is okay to stay in a relationship where men are only benefiting from them. Why are you even in a relationship where you're not happy and where you're not getting what you deserve, okay? I really don't understand. And it kind of pisses me off sometimes. I used to kind of have this mentality because I grew up here in the USA, where they make women believe that being more masculine is like a good thing, being super independent and all that. Let me tell you one little secret, pero no le digas a nadie, don't tell nobody, okay? Men really do like women who are independent, and not because they like them to be independent and strong on their own, but because they know that when they find independent women, they know that they're getting a whole package deal, that they're going to have sex, kids, money, and everything that they need. And of course, as a girl, it's like, it feels good to be independent and, have your own things going on, like getting your own money. That's always good. But you're not gonna be in a relationship where you're gonna be helping him, because first of all, let me tell you, don't forget that he was the one that started chasing you. Well, that's only if you weren't the one, getting at him first. So yeah, that's
Oh God. Okay, let me break down a couple of things that she just said. She was talking about independent women, why guys like independent women. And I'll say it from this perspective. I like a young lady that had a respectable background, right? It doesn't mean that she has to be, okay, like she's gone on a path which shows that she had a purpose in life. She was doing great things and didn't have to make a lot of money at all. But she had focus, she had drive. She takes care of herself. She takes care of her body. She has a logical way of thinking about the world. She's not into like horoscope, astrology bullshit and leads her decisions with life by this airy fairy garbage, right? Like none of that shit. It's like she can make good decisions with herself. And if you're equating that to being an independent woman, then that's not what I talk about when I talk about independent women. Yes, I will respect her dependent upon the choices and decisions and also her age as well, right? Like if she's 20 years old and really didn't get to live life and go on her pursuit of happiness, well, that's just a data point for me. But if she's older, if she's like 28 and she's still trying to figure shit out because she can't sit on one thing, right? Like she's letting too much of her free spirit soul make her decisions. Well, that's another data point as well. So I'm going to judge that a bit differently depending upon the stages of life. But this whole thing about being independent, I think that you're misconstruing it with a guy looking at a woman who makes fantastic decisions throughout her life. That's nothing to say that she can't go in and be in corporate America or be a lawyer or anything like that. But then coming into a relationship of wanting to be provided for and then gives degrees of femininity, although she has to go into the workplace with degrees of masculinity. But to me, she's well within her femininity. I think that's the sweet spot. So I think what she's doing is conflating a bunch of different, or maybe it's just her perspective of an independent woman. And she's saying it in a way to demonstrate a young lady who just gets the bag on their own so that they can provide for 50-50. But I think it is a mindset that is attractive to dudes. Having that respectable lifestyle and a respectable mindset, and then combining that with taking care of your body, keeping your level of attractiveness, and then also enhancing your femininity throughout your life. That's the mindset right there that will dudes just melt over and causes dudes to want to take care of, to want to provide, to want to provision, and so much more. Let's keep going.
Another thing, don't be the one that's following him first, because that's obviously making him think that he's a trophy and you're the one that wants him. So yeah, just forget about that. Don't ever think about getting.
I don't think I can handle
much
longer.
Chase you. You are the trophy. They want you, and they better work for you. Okay. With you giving him sex, money, kids, cleaning the house,
you know what this
washing his clothes, doing the dishes, sweeping, mopping, doing everything around the house. So that is only letting him know that you enjoy doing those things for him. And let me tell you something. So when you give him all those things, he's thinking like, oh my God, I'm really worth her doing all those things for me. Like, she really loves me that much. She's not afraid to lose me. She literally pays for half of the things, if not for most of the things. She's always ready to please me. She loves me. She takes care of the kids well. She doesn't really need me. That's why he likes an independent woman. Now, let me ask you, what have you benefited from if you've been in a relationship like that? I will wait. Oh, nothing? Oh, I'm sorry. So let me ask you one simple question once again. Why are you in a relationship like that? What are you getting from a relationship like that? What is the purpose in being in a relationship like that? What is it going to be when you're 40 and you're still having to pay for everything? You're tired, stressed over him. You're gonna want to divorce him, but you're gonna have like 1,000 kids because he still wanted money and still wanted sex, and you gave it to him, and that only led to a lot of kids. And
she's
now
got
you
an
have a lot
issue
of
with
kids
sex
to raise and to give money to. Literally, the more that you give to men, the more that they think that you love them, and the less that they will respect you. Now,
wow.
You wanted me to tell you why you're in a 50-50 relationship and why you will continue to be in it. Well, first, let's start off with something very simple yet
the more that you give to men, the more that they will disrespect you. You know what it is? You know, I think that this is, what I think that this is just young, immature. I believe she says she was 20 years old, doesn't really understand the world like that, and it just has pieces to the puzzle, but it's also mixed within her youth and decent looks. I think like that's what it is. So she comes up to this abnormal or this malformed perspective based on the level of effort that a woman contributes to a man, and then vice versa. Because the logic that she's sitting within is that if a woman is doing all of the traditional, things within a relationship, the cooking, the cleaning, and all that stuff, and then she couples in sex within that. And what is with so many young ladies that just don't understand that sex is a two-way street, that like you get benefit and I get benefit, right? Like it's just, for the life of me, I don't know why but I think that she has issues with coitus, right? Because she's, whatever. But to say that, to do all of these traditional things, and then also to be working, and then to say, if you do that, you're going to be 40 years old, not happy, and you're going to end up divorcing him, is just so much of an illogical conclusion for most of America. Moral of the story, ladies can continue to say no to those type of relationships, the 50-50 relationships, as per the title of this video. And I agree, there are men that I think that should aspire to make as much money as they can throughout the rest of the culmination of their life. But more often than not, most people won't become, or most men won't become, a top 10% earner, will not become a top 10% man, or even a top 50%, or a top 20%. So I think more women have to understand, are they a top 20, 15, or 10% dude to be able to even get a dude that can do anything else but 50-50? Unless you just want to concede and just live out in some rural town somewhere, I think that you should widen your horizon. Questions, comments, concerns? Y'all already know what to do. Mediocre tutorials and reviews at gmail.com. Guys, let me know, did I get this one right? Did I get this one wrong? Leave me a comment down below. I want to see all of you guys' feedback on this one. All right, it's a good conversation. It's made for cerebral thought and good discussion. Until next time, YouTube, peace.